Hey guys, how you doing? We're here in Isla Mirada, and today we're talking about hurricanes. I've received a lot of questions in some of my videos that I've posted recently asking, what do you do if there's a hurricane? Or I've seen comments of, yeah, that's all great until a hurricane comes and you get blown away. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we actually do when we have a hurricane that comes. First thing that we do is, when we're taking into consideration, is the severity of the hurricane. So here's the Mystic right here. It's our houseboat. So the first thing is we consider what we have coming. For me, if we have a Category 1 or a Category 2 hurricane, I'm going to leave this vessel right here. I'm going to back her away from the seawall a little bit. I'm going to get a lot of line, and I'm going to leave a lot of long lines out. So it can go up and down with the tides and the flow of the tides. And I'm gonna run I guess the best way to say it, it's gonna look like a spider web coming off this boat. It's gonna come from here to the poles that are behind, the boats that are staying over there. They're gonna come over and they're gonna tie into our pylons over here, and we are going to just secure it as best we can. So now, when there's more, or if it's stronger than a Category 2, that's when things get real. Not to take away from a 1 or 2, because things get real with that also. But my game plan on anything more than a 2 is I'm going to take this houseboat and I'm going to bury it in the mangroves, is what we like to say. And by that I mean there's a lot of cutouts, there's a lot of tunnels, some tunnels that run through the mangroves that go in one side and out the other. And this vessel here, like most houseboats, it only drafts 2 feet of water. So the good thing about that is I can get into a lot of places that some of these bigger boats here that you see, these boats over here, they draft a lot of water, 3-4 feet, some of them. So they can't get into those shallow mangroves where I can go. So why that's good for me is that means there's less people that could take some of the spots that I use. Now I have multiple spots that I have scouted out, and the reason I've scouted multiple spots because I don't want to get to a spot and one be taken. So more so, once I get this secured, if somebody asks me, I have a spot to take somebody else too. So that's my game plan. And again, just like here at the dock, when I'm in there in the mangroves, it's a spider web coming off this boat. Lots of lines, lots of long lines, lots of anchors, claw anchors on the mangrove roots, extra cleats on this boat. I've already put them on there in preparation, so that 1 or 2 cleats are taking all the pressure. I have 8 or 10 cleats that take all the pressure, and that spreads the weight out, so you won't have a snapped line or a failure where a cleat gets ripped out of your hull, and then that's just going to domino to cause more problems. The other option people do is they will take their vessel to a marina and they have it prearranged where the vessel will get emergency pulled and it'll get put on the hard deck there, and they will hurricane strap it down. That again, something that needs to be done ahead of time. And the other option, what people do is they'll go right out into the bay here on the backside of these islands and find a little secluded bay, or even a little bit larger bay that has good bottom, because that's the key. If they're going to anchor, you have to have good bottom, and they will anchor in. There's a corkscrew type of anchor that some people use, and they'll screw it into the rock bed, or if they find good bottom. And I know some guys that do that ahead of time. They go out there and screw that corkscrew anchor down and just have it ready that they can go out there and clip to it, and they let their vessel ride it out doing that. One more option is, some of these 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot Hatterases or Vikings that just can get up and go and run 20, 30, 40 knots. They get a general idea of where that hurricane's coming when it's 24 hours out, and they run to where it's going to be safe. They don't run too early, because you might be running right to where the hurricane's going to go, but once you get a 24-hour window out, their boats are faster. Those vessels are fast enough, they can get to safety and get beyond it. So that's what's done also. But that's about it as far as it goes, guys. Other thing is just preparing. Make sure your generator's good. Make sure your provisions are good. Make sure your insurance is good. Make sure you have all the lines you need. Make sure you have all the water that you need, the anchors that you need, the fuel that you need. You know, you don't have to have it now, but have the cans, and have a if there's a hint of a hurricane coming, go fill those cans in. You can always burn it, put it in your car, your boat, or something later, but that's something that I do too. You don't need a lot, but you're gonna need a couple days worth of generator running. So, but that's about it, guys. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, please leave them down below. Or if you have any ideas or something that I haven't thought of, or some cool redneck ingenuity that usually is, I love hearing, please leave it in the comments below. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some video of some of those tunnels that we go through, so you can see what I'm talking about as far as burying it in the mangroves. Take care. So this is a good example of one of the mangrove cuts I was talking about. We're I don't know, this is probably 300 to 500 yards from one end to the other. Plenty wide enough for a boat to, you know, for my vessel to get in here and sit in the middle. And I would just spiderweb lines into the mangrove from every cleat in every direction, and set it up in the middle here. Right here, it's about 2.5 to 3 feet. It was a little shallow getting in, about 2 feet, just over 2 feet, so it would be a little tight getting in. But this is one of the examples I'm telling you about. Now up here the canopy kind of covers over the channel, so I don't know if I'd be able to get my vessel up in there, but this is it.